Hello, everyone out there in Rumble, X, and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Swingers. That's right, Swingers from 1996, a wonderful movie that you love. I know you love it. It's a great movie. Okay, if you're a woman, you probably haven't seen it. Okay, or maybe you have. I don't know. But if you're a guy, especially around my age, middle age, and you're straight, you've probably seen it. Okay, it's a great film, independent, low budget, B movie all the way. No one famous is in it. They became famous later on, but this was like their first movie and stuff. So, and like I mentioned in other videos, this was an independent film. Okay, so they couldn't afford special effects. They couldn't afford a lot of permits to film. Okay, they couldn't afford A-listers, actors or directors, none of that stuff. Okay, so basically what they had to do was how do you sell a movie like that? How do you raise money for a movie like that? Okay, that's basically a film student project. Okay, they can't afford a crew to light all the scenes and nothing like that. So what do you do? Okay, how do you market that? How do you pitch that to somebody to give you the money to make it? Well, the good news is, what the film had going for it, and I wish Hollywood today would realize this, is that the film had a tight script. The script was tight. It was good. No plot holes. It was very well written, especially the dialogue amongst the characters is great. It really touches a nerve. These characters speak mostly the way real men speak to each other, but also a lot of flashy dialogue. Okay, they also use a lot of words and stuff that they're trying to inject into the cultural zeitgeist back then. Okay, into the lexicon, if you will, a modern day vernacular that they were trying to do, which caught on for a while. It didn't really last. No, the catchphrases that are in this didn't hold up very well, unfortunately. Although I thought at the time they were great catchphrases. I caught myself speaking like them for several years after I saw this movie, but then it kind of just died out. People quit doing it. But it was fun while it lasted. I mean, the movie's money, man. It's money. Nobody says that anymore. But the movie's called Swingers, and that means more than just guys that are out there trying to get laid. It also means swing dancing. It means that era. Okay, that era of swing dancing, where the men had short hair, they wore those bowling shirts that you see, they wore nice pants, they didn't wear jeans, they all went out together to nightclubs together and stuff. They hung out, they smoked a lot of cigarettes. Everyone in this fucking movie smoking like crazy cigars, the women too, it's insane. A lot of music in this movie. They spent a lot of their money on the music, on the rights for a lot of songs, a lot of older songs, okay, but a lot of it was Rat Pack music and stuff, and jazz, classic jazz from the 50s and 60s, so it would fit into the whole swing vibe from the 40s and 50s. Okay, if you'll notice, a lot of the women in this movie, their hairstyles are from the 1940s. You notice that? No one mentions it, no one just calls it out, but it's so obvious when you look at it. Wait a minute, that woman looks like Carol Landis. Okay, that's Ava Gardner. That woman's trying to look like Lana Turner or something. Like that. You notice that in the movie. Okay, and all that's done on purpose. Okay, it's to harken back to a different era, but to make it take place in a modern time. Okay, so that was cool. I like that a lot. Okay, it's more than just what the guys are doing. Okay, our main character, our protagonist here, Mike Peters, is played by the writer of this movie, Jon Favreau, who obviously is a legend now. This was his first, not his first movie, but it's the first movie he wrote that actually got produced. Okay, before that, he was in Rudy. Okay, he had a small role in Rudy. Okay, that Notre Dame football movie from 1993 or something, right? That's where he met Vince Vaughn, by the way, who's also in this movie. Vince Vaughn plays the character Trent Walker, who is this alpha male Chad. This is the guy that'll fuck your girlfriend, okay? And you'll believe it too, okay? Very charismatic, very fun-loving, very, outspoken and vivacious, okay? Very immature, definitely. He's not a perfect guy. But he's a good friend. Okay, he's the popular guy that you want to hang out with. Okay, and maybe some of his hand-me-downs will come onto you. You know what I mean? Okay, and that's why they hang out with him, because he's just the life of the party. Any room he walks into, he becomes the life of the party. He's very extroverted. And whereas the character Mike Peters is very introverted. Okay, he's still trying to get over his breakup with his girlfriend that he left back in Chicago or New York. Sorry, the movie's New York. Okay, and he's always thinking about her. He's always thinking about her being with some other guy. Who drives a carriage in Central Park. That's his job. and he can't move on. He can't bring himself to date anybody else, okay? Because he's still in love with this girl. His career is not going very well. In fact, him and one of his best friends, Rob, Ron Livingston's character, who's kind of a lot like Mike, only skinnier and taller. He's also always depressed and complaining about his career not going anywhere. He got cast as Goofy for Disneyland, and he's ashamed of it. He's got to ask his parents for more money, because they're supporting him while he's trying to make his acting career go. So this is basically people writing about what they know. A bunch of out-of-work guys, actors trying to get work, and the frustrations that come with that. The parties, the dating, the auditions, the career setbacks, a lot of professional talk is in here, like who's your representation, who's your agent, that kind of thing. I don't know. Are you in the SAG yet? No, all these things that somebody who's working in the industry would know. Okay, we're introduced to that whole culture of being an out-of-work actor and trying to get those roles, okay? And they all have stories about auditions they were on and stuff like that, It's kind of like a sneak peek into that world, especially if you're an aspiring actor or filmmaker or whatever. This movie gives you kind of a heads up of what to expect. Okay, like it's not glamorous. Okay, unless you're a nepo baby or something, unless you know somebody who knows somebody in the industry, like you're the grandson of an actor, or you're fucking your uncle owns the studio, or your cousin is a producer, or something like that. Unless you're one of those that we see all the damn time, okay, all the damn time in Hollywood today. They're always getting cast in roles, and they're acting like they earned it. No, they didn't. Their name. They got a job because of their name. Okay? Really, what separates Zoe Kravitz from any other fucking black girl actress out there? Okay, nothing. Okay, she's there because of her parents. All right, and we all know this. You try to act like we don't. They try to act like that's not what the case was. We had a struggle. No, you didn't struggle. You didn't struggle. Okay, your parents were in the industry. You're in the industry. Okay, it's not really work. It's pretend. You're getting paid to pretend, and you got your foot in the door because of who your parents are. So don't give me the crap. All right, about how struggling to make it. Get the fuck out of here with that noise. Okay, these guys don't have that advantage. Okay, they actually have to have talent and be tenacious and deal with the rejection all the time. Okay, and Mike Peters, our main character, is having a hard time dealing with rejection. Okay, women aren't attracted to him. They're not. I mean, he's kind of a pudgy guy. He's short. He has rugged features. He's not classically handsome, but that's not the word. I mean, there's guys like that can get laid. Okay, what separates him is he has absolutely no self-confidence, and that's a big turnoff. Okay, if you don't believe in yourself, how the fuck are you gonna find a girl to believe in you? Why should a girl fucking be crazy about you when you're not even crazy about yourself? You know what I mean? Okay, you're just walking self-pity. Okay, and that dries up a pussy pretty fucking fast. That and being like a super nice guy. Okay, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Unfortunately, Mike has no game with women, and he doesn't really want to. Okay, I mean he does, but he's scared, and he can't get. And he's using the fact that he can't get over his ex-girlfriend. Because that's all he talks about to any guy that will listen is his ex-girlfriend, how much he misses her, and maybe you should call. Did she call him? He needs to check his messages. Okay, he already cock-blocked Trent earlier in the movie. Okay, when he was about to get laid, he had to interrupt them to use the phone because the only phone was in the bedroom. That kind of stuff. So all that's going. That's what the movie's about. It's about this guy with low self-esteem, trying to make it as an actor. And it's not going. His career's not going so well. His personal life's not going so well. But the good thing, the lucky thing about him is he's got some good friends. He's got some guy friends, that actually care about him. Which realistically, the alpha chads would not hang out with a beta male like Mike. In real life, they wouldn't. I know. I'm a guy. Okay, we wouldn't hang out with a guy like that. Okay, that guy would be a downer. We'd have to babysit him. We'd have to take care of him. He would be the first one to complain about it. It's too loud in here. I want to go home. You know what I mean? He would kill the vibe completely. Okay, I know. I've been that guy, and I've also been the guy that had to deal with someone like that. Okay, I understand. Okay, we wouldn't hang out with a guy like that. Okay, most men and women too tend to hang out with their own kind, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like if you're a hot girl, your friends are going to tend to be hot too, and you're going to hang out together. Okay, if you're middle aged, below average looking, man-hating fucking feminist, okay, that fucking that can't get fucking hot guys and shit like that. What do? You make a TV show called Sex and the City. I'm sorry. I mean, you hang out with each other is what I meant to say. okay, that we can all get together and you know, talk about how better you are than men, and you know, and then, you know, blame men for all your problems, you know, like that, okay? Then if you're that type of a woman, you're going to hang out with those type of women, okay? And that's the same goes with men, okay? Beta males don't hang out with alpha chads, okay, and vice versa. They don't. Again, in this movie they do, which is still a little bit unrealistic, but hey, whatever. And I mean, Mike is a nice guy. He is a nice guy, so I can understand being friendly with him and stuff. But if I wanted to go out, like, you know, if I wanted to go out to get laid, I would not bring Mike with me, okay? Because I would feel guilty. I would have to find him a girl, which is going to be next to impossible because of his predisposition to be depressed and self-pitying, you know, and insecure, you know? So that would ruin my game. And I've been in that situation before. I have, okay? I know what it's like, man. I'm thinking this one time right now in Chicago, man, where I was working security at this nightclub in Chicago called Excalibur. If you've ever been to Chicago, you know that club, right? Okay, it's not there anymore, but it was the biggest nightclub in the city, right? And I worked security there. And me and one of the other security guys, we became friends and stuff. He was former military, I was military, you know. So I was also moonlighting as a bartender at another bar. And this girl that I work with, she was another bartender that I work with, she invited me out to hang out with her friends one day, you know, and I said, well, can I bring my friend too, you know, because he's single, he's young, you know, whatever. And she said, yeah, fine. So we met up, okay, and I met up with her and one of her girlfriends, and her girlfriend was super fucking hot. I mean, gorgeous, right? And she was into me, totally into me. Oh my God, like from the moment we met, Dad, she was sitting on my lap. We're going great. Unfortunately, the girl that I work with was not into my friend. She just was not attracted to him at all. And would not hold his hand, would not get close to him. I mean, she sat over on the other side of the table away from him. He sat next to me. I sat next to the girl that liked me, and she sat next to that girl. Okay, it was like that, okay? And then when he went to the bathroom, the girls talked to me, and they're like, hey, you know what? Just leave him. Let's just go. The three of us, let's just get out of here. You know, let's go somewhere else. I know a place we can go to, you know? And they asked me to ditch him. And I know this guy's a former Marine, okay? And I'm a Marine, okay? And you don't fucking do that. You just don't. I don't give a fuck how hot the girl is. You don't do that. You don't do that. And I fucking like said, no, I'm not gonna fucking ditch him here and leave with you girls, okay? And that was an integrity thing, okay? Because it's not because, I mean, I wanted to, I was probably gonna have a threesome with both of them, honestly. Okay, I was gonna have a threesome with both of them. All right, but I couldn't do that to him. I couldn't fucking do that to him because there's something about me that just isn't going to do that, you know? And so I told them to go. I said, sorry, can't do it. And they left, you know? I never told my friend that while he was in the bathroom. I didn't tell him that. I just said the girls had something to do. They had to go. And they're like, oh, man. He's like, yeah, I know, but oh, well. Let's go to another club, okay? Because I couldn't do that to him. You see what I mean? It wasn't because he was my best friend or nothing. He's my bro, and I had to fucking no. It wasn't like it's just common courtesy, you know. Like I invited him out to meet some girls, you know. I'm not just gonna fucking ditch him, you know what I mean? And this movie reminded me a lot of that. Actually, that happened after I'd seen this movie, so you know. So what I'm saying is that, you know, what I did is not common of what most men would do. They would ditch the guy because I've also seen that happen too. All right. But that's more realistic. Okay. This movie kind of flubs with that a little bit. Trent actually hangs out with Mike. I don't know why, but he does. Okay. So we just go with it. Okay. Whatever it is, there's something Trent sees in Mike that he likes a lot, that he doesn't, that he, not only he likes him, but he wants him to be better. He legitimately cares about this guy. He doesn't want this guy to be depressed all the time. He doesn't want this guy to always be crying about his ex-girlfriend. You know, he wants this guy to get laid. He wants this guy to fucking start being happy again, you know, and to be more successful, okay? And he actually Trent tries very hard to boost Mike's self-esteem. But Mike is just blocking it. He's just like, you know, making a half-assed attempts of trying to, you know, move on with his life, okay? The movie deals with, and this stuff is very realistic amongst guys. This is the kind of shit that ladies, you have no idea the kind of drama that men have that you don't even know about. Because they don't make movies about men's drama. It's always about the women's drama, okay? It's in TV shows as well, okay? It's never about what the guys are going through, ever. All right? This movie breaks all those rules. You're actually getting a peek into what it's like to be a guy dating in a big fucking city, okay? All right? And the things that they have to go through, all right? So anyway, So they got back from Vegas and stuff, and and now the next scene where we left off last time, the last video. A lot of you guys watched that last video. Oh my god, wow, what was so special about it? Great, keep watching it. Damn, thank you. Okay, so anyway, the next scene in the movie, okay, after the golf playing between Rob and Mike, after Trent gave Mike the pep talk on the side of the highway there on their way back to LA. Okay, at Trent's apartment, okay, there's a couple of guys there, and they're playing video games. They're playing NHL hockey. Okay, no. I think it's the Sony PlayStation. I'm not really sure. Okay, but they're playing it. Okay, the other guy that he's playing with, we haven't seen him before. I'm not making this up. The character's name, even though he's a guy and he acts like a guy, he dresses like a guy, looks like a guy. Okay, the guy that he's playing hockey with, okay, video game hockey with, his name is Sue. Why they named him Sue, I don't fucking know, but they named him Sue. Okay, so I don't know why they did that. Okay, but he's Sue and they're playing hockey. Okay, and it's Wayne Gretzky. Okay, hockey, because I guess the goal that a Trent knows a way to get it so you can kill the goalie or something. And if you kill him the right way on the video game, he'll start bleeding on the ice and stuff like that. And the other guy, Sue, told him, no, it's not. You made that up. And they're fucking playing hockey, right? And there's Mike is sitting there too. Apparently they're gonna go out tonight. They're just waiting for like the pizza to show up, okay, so they can eat something, and they're gonna go to a party, okay, or they're gonna go to a bar, and then they're going to a party for the bar, whatever, okay. They got plans tonight. It's like a Saturday night, right? Okay, and so like I said, Trent and Sue are playing video games. They're playing video hockey, okay, which is very realistic. Yes, we do get together and play video games, even as adults. Even today, that I don't really play video games. To be honest with you, I don't. I did when I was a kid, but I have a lot of other immature things that I do. Okay, video games aren't one of them. All right. Anyway, besides, the video games today are nothing like the video games we had when I was a kid. All right. Anyway, so they get Mike. They basically Jedi'd Mike, okay, to be the one to greet the pizza delivery guy at the door, because that way Mike ends up being the one that has to pay. Okay, it's a Jedi mind trick, all right? But he catches it because they've done it to him before. He's like, I ain't answering the door, because they're playing the video game. They're like, answer the door, Mike, answer the door. He's like, I ain't answering the door, man. I gotta pay again, because they've done this to him before. So they give him money, and then he answers the door. Okay, it's a pizza delivery guy, all right? And like I said, Trent and Sue get into an argument, okay, a good-natured argument about the video game they're playing. We see the Wayne Gretzky bleeding out in the video game, and they start wrestling with each other, okay, which is something some immature guys do. I've done it myself, not too much, okay, but some guys do. It's a bro code thing, okay, very realistic. They start wrestling with each other. No, you didn't, you fucking asshole, you fag, whatever, all the names they call each other and stuff. And while they're doing that, the pizza delivery guy is collecting his money. And so they know the pizza delivery guy's there, so they start pretending to be gay, and like they're about to like have sex, and they want the pizza delivery guy to come into the living room and join them, So the pizza delivery guy just standing there like, just give me the fucking money. It's funny. It's something that guys would do, okay? It's something guys do. When they're drinking beer, they're fucked up, they're about to go out, they're laid back, they're having a good time, playing video games, okay, they want to get something to eat, then they're going to go out and start hunting for some pussy. Okay, yes, it's realistic, okay? All right, so it's very authentic, this movie is, all right? So that's going on here, okay? So like I said, they embarrass the pizza guy. Okay, so the guys now, they decide to go to an underground bar, okay? Which means they have to walk through an alley to get into this bar, okay? And there's a door guy there. You got to know the password and shit, okay? Like that, all right? So they go to an underground bar. It's actually just Rob and Mike, all right? Those two go, and they're going to meet the other guys there. So they go to this underground bar, okay? And then they meet up with a black guy named Charles, who's a hipster. Yes, a hipster back in 1996, okay? His name is Charles, a black guy. He's played by the actor Alex Desert. And one thing about him is he's wearing a fedora the entire time he's in this movie. He's not in the movie very much, but he's even inside the club, the bar, he's wearing the fedora. Okay, I guess he's trying to make a statement or some fashion statement or something, okay? Now, Alex Desert, you've probably seen him in a lot of things, okay? To me, personally, he's always going to be Julio Mendez from the Flash TV show, the one from 1990, okay? There was a Flash, the superhero. They had a Flash TV show in 1990. I was in high school and I watched it. and he played Julio Mendez. Okay, a CSI guy on that show, next to John Wesley Shipp, who, by the way, is a friend of mine, who played the Flash. And yes, in the 2010s, I think it's 2018 or 2019, he reprised his role as Julio Mendez, now an old man, on the new Flash TV show, which got canceled last year. Okay, playing the same character he played 25 years earlier, okay, 28 years earlier. Yes, that happened, okay? Yes, his name's Alex Desert. You probably saw him. There was a show, sitcom. I never watched it. My brother watched it, called Becker. I think it was called Becker. It was with Ted Danson. Okay, I never watched the show, but he played a character in that. You might also know him from, there was a TV show in the early 90s, after The Flash got canceled, that was trying to jump onto that whole 90210 bandwagon. They started making all these fucking young adult shows because they're, with super good looking, where the guys are all better looking than girls. One of those shows, all right? Fox was trying to do that hardcore to compete with 90210, and they created a whole bunch of stupid fucking shows, like Melrose Place and stuff. And one of the ripoff shows they created was called The Heights, okay? And the difference is that The Heights, not only were they young adults all fucking each other and stuff, okay, but they also were in a band. And they had a hit song called Angel, How Do You Talk to an Angel? Yeah. Yeah, this really fucking happened, okay? And there's also another show called Class of 96. There's a bunch of them, man. But they're all the fucking same shit. The young adult crap, okay, which they didn't stop doing it. Later on, they came up with Dawson's Crack and One Prick Hill and Everwoody and Gilmore Sluts and all the other fucking young adult where the guys are all better looking than girls shows, okay? But this was like the beginning of that. Okay, it was 90210. And this was a rip off the shows called The Heights. Look it up. They had a hit song, How Do You Talk to an Angel? I watched the video recently. Oh my God. We actually watched that shit back in the day. Oh my God. But yeah, he was on that show. Alex Desert was on that show. All right. To me, he's always going to be Julio Mendez. All right. Anyway, he's in this one. Now, I did another review last year for a movie. I did a Chick Flicks for Guy review. It was for a movie called High Fidelity with John Cusack. All right. That movie was actually filmed in my neighborhood in Chicago where I used to live. Okay, and Alex Desert had a small role in that movie too. He was one of the patrons of the record store where John Cusack and Jack Black worked in. He was there. Okay, he was one of the guys that hung out there. Okay, so he was also in another Chick Flick for Guys movie that I reviewed like a year and a half ago. All right, moving right along. So we meet him in this movie. His name is Charles, and he's also a fucking wannabe actor. Okay, Rob reveals to Charles that he got cast. He took the role as Goofy at Disneyland, which he's embarrassed by, And Charles just like, hey man, it's fucking Disney, all right? It's Disney. It's something, right? Hey, you got hired by Disney. Okay, that's something to brag about, right? Okay, Mike invites them to an after party in the hills. Okay. Which is going to be full of models. Okay. Now the Hills is like, I'm thinking that's Beverly Hills. Okay. That's where all the famous actors and producers live. They all have mansions and the gated communities and stuff. Well, there's going to be a big party there like they always have over there. Okay. And so the guys decide to go to that because they can meet people at these parties that can boost their career. They can meet actresses, producers, casting directors go to these parties, all sorts of shit like that. Women go to starlets go to these parties to get laid. To find a famous producer or movie star to fuck so they can get cast in a role, stuff like that. So they want to go to one of those parties, okay? So they're excited about that, okay? So the scene shift changes now to them they're going to go to the party now, and the music starts playing a song. It's not really a song, it's just a musical melody. It's called Pick Up the Pieces, and the name of the band is called Average White Band. Okay, there's no words in the song, but you'll recognize this is dun-dun-dun-dun, a lot of trumpets and stuff in it. Yeah, whatever. Just look it up, Okay, so that's the montage music, okay? They do a circular homage to Reservoir Dogs, okay, where the guys are all sitting there at a table. They left the bar already. All the guys are there, Trent and everybody, okay? Charles is with them too, okay? And they're all doing a circular montage, where just like, and they start talking and then you move on to the next guy, okay, like that, all right? And they're copying that from Reservoir Dogs, which came out like 3 years earlier, the Quentin Tarantino movie. But remember, Reservoir Dogs was released by Miramax, who also released this movie, okay? So that's how they got away with it, all right? It's just another Miramax movie reference, all right? And they copied the whole Tarantino copy Scorsese argument, where they're actually talking about how, like, Tarantino, when he did his Reservoir Dogs, when he did that whole thing with everybody talking around in a circle, that Tarantino copied that from Scorsese, while the director of this movie is copying it from fucking Tarantino, all right? And of course they do the slow-mo walk, where all the guys in their fucking bowling shirts and their pants, not jeans, and their shiny shoes, okay, are all walking down the parking lot in the slow motion, across from each other, like in Reservoir Dogs, all right? Not in line, but across from each other, like in Reservoir Dogs, Okay, in slow-mo, listening to pick up the pieces, okay? It's the Reservoir Dogs walk, okay? And they all walk into their individual cars, okay? No carpooling here. Every one of these guys has their own fucking car. And all of them decide to drive their own fucking car to a party in Beverly Hills, in the hills, okay? Their own car, okay? We're talking like fucking, like what's it like? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 cars in a row, like funeral style. Okay, all of them driving to the same location. Not one of them decided all of them get into one car. No, they all drive their own individual cars, okay? Okay, to the party, funeral style, all right? Okay, at the party, it's a mansion, like I said, in Beverly Hills, okay? They get started, okay? They get stared at as soon as they walk into the party. There's a bunch of people there. The party's happening. A lot of people there. Everyone's smoking. Everyone's drinking, okay? There's free alcohol there on the counter, just help yourself, okay? And as soon as they walk in, everyone stops and looks at them, and then they turn around and go back to their conversations, all right? So that's going on, okay? And Trent knows some of the people that are there. Like, he sees this girl by the bar and he's like, hey, and they give each other a hug and a kiss on the cheek, that kind of thing. Some guy acts like he knows Mike. Hey, man, bro, how you doing? And gives him a hug. And later on, we find out Mike didn't know who the fuck that guy was. All right. So that's the superficiality of fucking LA, okay, of Hollywood. All right. Okay. He even calls him Big Mike. And Mike doesn't even know who the fuck he is. Okay. Obviously, he knows him, but he doesn't remember him. Okay. Okay, so he spends most of the evening hanging out with Rob. Okay, so while Trent and Sue and Charles are doing their own thing at this party, Mike and Rob, the two most insecure guys at this party, decide to hang out together and just scope around and look at the girls, okay? Because, they have no fucking game. They're both depressed about their lives and their careers, and this party's not making things better for them, okay? So Trent and Sue, like I said, Sue is the guy. Okay, they're there, okay, and they're smoking cigarettes, okay, and they're cornered together, and they're looking over at this girl who's talking to someone. This girl's like a pixie girl. She's got short red hair, okay, she's got freckles all over, okay, but she's very animated, and she's smoking a fucking cigar, okay, and she's wearing this fucking pearl necklace that's like from Africa, okay, like it's this fucking thick. She's got it all over her fucking neck, over and over again. So anyway, and they notice that. So she's there, she's talking to somebody, okay, and Trent's like, okay, he's like, without looking at her, he's like, okay, is she looking at me, or is she looking at me? And he's like, no, man, she ain't looking. He said, no, don't look at her right now, man, don't look at her right now, man, just tell me, is she looking at me yet? Okay, is she looking at me now? No, man, she's not my, wait, she just looked at you, He's like, okay, like they're playing that game, right? We've all done that. We did that in fucking high school, right? She looking at me right now? That kind of thing, all right? So that's going on here, okay? And also the music changes. Now we're listening to Brick House by the Commodores, which I love. The Commodores. That's Lionel Richie's band, first band before he went solo, okay? My personal, he's got a lot of songs I love, like Easy, that's a great Commodore song. That's why I'm easy. Yes, Nicole Richie's dad, he adopted her, okay? I'm easy like Sunday morning, and dancing on the ceiling, that's when he was solo. But when he was with the Commodores, he did Lady, you bring me up when I'm down. And hey, it's between you and me, and I'll do it if you want me to, all right? If you want me to, I'll do it. I sang a duet with Lionel Richie. I did, I'm not lying. I sang a duet with Lionel Richie in Vegas. And if you don't believe me, I will post the goddamn video on this channel. How much you want to bet? I got the video. I sang a duet with Lionel Richie. Okay, anyway. One of my favorite Commodore songs, okay, is it's not one of their best known songs, okay, it's Too Hot to Trot. Everyone remembers Brick House. That's probably their best known song. That and Lady, okay? But they had a song that was in a movie called Thank God It's Friday from 1979 with Jeff Goldblum. Okay? And in that one, they sang a song called Too Hot to Trot. Well, it's too hot to trot now, baby. Well, yeah, too hot to trot. Woo! Yeah, look it up, man. It's a great song. The Commodores. Anyway, so they sing Brick House, which has been overplayed to death. Yes, it's a disco song, I know. And I love disco. It's the best music ever made. But they start playing that. They start playing Brick House in the scene. Rob acts like Mike's wingman, okay, because I guess they're going to try to pick up girls, even though they both have no fucking self-esteem, okay? They're going to try to pick up girls, okay, and they're excited to be at this party. It's obvious they're in a mansion. There's gorgeous women here. There's, oh my God, girls are, okay, you'll be my wingman? Okay, I'm going to go talk to this girl, okay? Now you cover for me, all right? Okay? Okay? You know, like that, trying to get, there's a girl, everyone's smoking in this party, okay? This is the 90s where everybody smoked back then, all right? This is girl, she's standing on the stairway there talking to another girl, smoking a cigarette, all nonchalant, no emotion, like Greta Garbo, just fucking, melancholy, like that, stuck up, her nose is in the air. And she's not even really that pretty, but Mike likes her, so he decides to go approach her, okay? Okay, so he approaches the girl, okay, and she asks him, what kind of car do you drive? He's like, what? She's like, what kind of car do you drive? He's like, a Cavalier? And she's like, and then she turns her head, okay? He's like, it's a red Cavalier? It's a red one, Chevy, Okay, so that obviously didn't work, all right? She completely blows him off, okay? And, and to me, man, good riddance, okay? This fucking bitch smokes cigarettes, okay? You don't want to date a girl who smokes cigarettes. Trust me, I know, okay? Let me tell you something about girls who smoke cigarettes, okay? They're nasty. They're nasty, okay? You go to one of their apartments, the apartments look like shit, and they stink, and their clothes fucking stink, okay? They don't take care of themselves. They fuck a lot of guys. Okay, so wear a rubber at least if you're gonna fuck one. I'm not saying don't fuck them. Okay, I'm saying you need to protect yourself. Okay, typically women that smoke cigarettes don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about their own health. Okay, much less how they come across to other people that are sickened by cigarette smoke. Okay, now I used to smoke. I'm not condemning them. Okay, I used to be a smoker myself. Okay. So I know what it's like. I know the stigma, how people treat you when you're a smoker, okay? But what I'm saying is that my own experience with women that smoke is that usually they're a bunch of fucking whores, okay? So you don't want that. Mike is afraid of getting his feelings hurt. He's not a player. He's not some guy that just, like Trent is, will just fuck him and leave him, pump and dump, okay? If you're a pump and dump guy, by all means, don't let anything I said about the cigarette smoking bother you. Fuck it. All right, but Mike is not that kind of guy. Okay, Mike's the kind of guy that will catch feelings, with any girl that will have sex with him. Okay, so why would you want to go with a smoker? You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Okay, and I know how hard it is to quit. It took me a long time to quit, but I finally did. And I'm proud of it. Okay, because I actually want to live a long time. All right, moving right along. Okay, now I find it disgusting, obviously. Okay, so she didn't like his answer. She blows him off because he fucking only drives a Chevy Cavalier. Okay, meanwhile, Mike and Rob, they decide to go join Trent and Sue. Okay, the guy Sue. Okay, so he joins them. Okay, now there's 4 guys there, and they're still doing the whole fucking looking game at that girl with the red hair. With the pearl necklace, the thick pearl necklace, and the fucking cigar. They're still playing that game, and of course Mike looks at her and makes eye contact with her. So now Trent's like, Mike, what the fuck, man? You looked right at her. Now I gotta go talk to her. Okay, so he's like, okay, fine, okay, let's go. Okay, now Trent actually has confidence, so he just goes up there and starts talking to this girl. All right, and that's where I'm gonna leave off. Okay, but I will be back to continue my review of Swingers. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.